The average delay of a Japanese bullet train is 12 seconds per year. The average delay of your goals, tomorrow, every single day. This isn't about genetics. It's not about culture. It's about a system. 4 principles that turn chaos into control. And by the end of this video, you'll have all 4. Let's start with the first principle, the one that destroys procrastination at the root. Every January, you do the same thing. New goals, new habits. You tell yourself this year will be different. You're going to wake up at 5, read 50 books, build the body, fix your life. And for 3 days, maybe a week, you actually do it. Then it collapses every single time. But here's what the self-improvement industry never told you. The problem isn't your discipline. The problem is your target. You aimed for 100%. You tried to become a completely different person overnight, and your brain rejected it like a virus. The Japanese don't do this. They use a principle called Kaizen. It translates to continuous improvement. But the real meaning is simpler, 1%. That's it. You don't try to write a book. You write 1 paragraph. You don't try to run 5 miles. You walk to the end of your street. You don't try to meditate for an hour. You sit in silence for 60 seconds. Your brain cannot resist small actions. There's no friction, no resistance, no war with yourself every morning. This is why Japanese manufacturing dominated the world after World War II. Toyota didn't try to revolutionize everything at once. They improved one small thing every single day. Within decades, they became untouchable. You've been fighting the wrong battle. Stop trying to transform overnight. Start trying to improve by 1% today. But here's the problem. Even small actions become impossible when discomfort shows up. The moment something feels hard, you quit. That's where the second principle comes in. You start the small action, 1 paragraph, 1 push-up, 1 minute of focus. But then something happens. It rains. Traffic is bad. Your boss says something stupid. The Wi-Fi cuts out, and suddenly you're complaining. Out loud or in your head, it doesn't matter. The resistance starts. The excuses build. And the small action you promised yourself? Gone. This is the part nobody warns you about. Modern culture trained you to expect comfort. Ads tell you that you deserve easy. Apps are designed to remove all friction from your life. You've been conditioned to believe that if something feels hard, something is wrong. So the moment discomfort arrives, you interpret it as a signal to stop. The Japanese have a word for what you're missing, gaman. It means enduring the unbearable with patience and dignity, not complaining, not broadcasting your suffering, just absorbing it and continuing forward. Here's what complaining actually does. Every time you vocalize frustration, you drain energy. You reinforce the idea that the obstacle is bigger than you. You train your brain to see problems instead of paths. Gaman does the opposite. When you endure without complaint, you build internal pressure. That pressure becomes power. The discomfort doesn't disappear. You just stop letting it control your actions. This is why Japanese workers stood in silence after the 2011 earthquake. No panic, no outrage. They endured. They rebuilt. Gaman isn't about suffering for no reason. It's about refusing to let temporary pain dictate permanent decisions. But endurance alone isn't enough. You can push through discomfort and still produce garbage. That's where most people get stuck. They show up, but they do the bare minimum. The third principle fixes that. You show up, you push through the discomfort, but when nobody's watching, you cut corners. You do just enough to not get caught. The email gets sent, but you didn't proofread it. The task gets finished, but you rushed the last 20%. The job gets done, but you know it wasn't your best. And honestly, why wouldn't you? School trained you to hit the minimum, pass the test, check the box, move on. The system rewarded speed, not depth, completion, not craftsmanship. You learned that excellence only matters when someone is grading you. So now, as an adult, you operate the same way. You save your best effort for when it counts. The problem is, your brain doesn't know the difference. Every half job trains you to become a half person. In Japan, there's a concept called shokunin. It refers to an artisan who dedicates their entire life to mastering a single craft. But the deeper meaning has nothing to do with skill. It's about dignity, treating every task, no matter how small, as if it represents who you are. The train cleaners in Japan bow to an empty train before they start cleaning. 7 minutes, spotless, every single time. They don't do this for passengers. They do this for themselves. How you do one thing is how you do everything. And right now, Your small actions are programming your identity. But even craftsmen fail when they rush the ending. You can do excellent work and still destroy it in the final moments. You did the small action, you endured the discomfort, you gave it real effort, but right before the finish line, your mind already moved on. You're thinking about the next task, the next notification, the next thing demanding your attention. So you rush the ending. You close the laptop before the file saves. You send the message without reading it back. You leave the conversation before the other person finishes talking. Physically, you completed the task. Mentally, you abandoned it. This isn't your fault. Your attention has been shattered by design. Every app, every platform, every piece of technology is competing for the next second of your focus. You've been trained to move fast, not move completely. Your brain now operates like a browser with 40 open tabs, always shifting, never finishing. The Japanese principle that fixes this is called zanshin. It translates to the remaining mind. It comes from archery. When a master archer releases an arrow, he doesn't immediately grab the next one. He watches. He follows the arrow with his full attention until it strikes the target. Only then does he move. The arrow is already gone. He can't control it anymore. So why does he watch? Because zanshin isn't about the arrow. It's about him. It's about training presence, completing the action with his entire being, not just his hands. Most people are already reaching for the next arrow before the first one lands, and they wonder why nothing in their life feels finished, why everything feels scattered, why success never feels like success. Zanshin means closing the loop, fully. The task isn't done when your hands stop moving. The task is done when your mind releases it. 4 principles. 4 upgrades to the operating system you've been running your entire life. The Japanese didn't build the most disciplined culture by accident. They built it brick by brick, 1% at a time. Now you have the blueprint. And if you want more wisdom nuggets like this for free, check out our newsletter link down below.